Hello everyone, my name is Joe, and today I will attempt to demonstrate how to perform a double extraction of reishi mushroom. I'm going to try to make it simple so anyone can do this at home and save themselves a lot of money by using the raw, dried mushroom for your preparation. I would also like to mention the music in the background is Scott Joplin. I do not own the rights to the music, so hopefully that's okay. The first step is to take the hard reishi mushroom and break it down. I used a blender and turned it into this fluffy material. It's pretty finely shredded. So you're going to need about 30 grams of reishi mushrooms. You're also going to need 80 proof vodka, about 4 ounces. Whenever you pour something into a jar, be sure to label it. With your reishi mushrooms in the jar, the first thing we need to do is dampen the reishi mushrooms with a little of our vodka. Not too much. Maybe just a teaspoon. And then moisten as much of the reishi as you can. It's starting to get moist. We want the vodka to start to saturate all of the mushroom. And that's the first step in this process. Just keep stirring. At any point in this, if you need to gather an ingredient, you can feel free to pause the video and gather your ingredients, or take a break. And we do not want excess liquid in this. This is just the first step. This is preparing us for an easy extraction tomorrow. And we're going to use the method known as percolation. It's very easy and fast though, with practice. Okay, we're pretty well moistened. Smells pretty good. Okay, yes, I would say that our reishi has been thoroughly moistened. It's no longer sending out dust. Nice and consistent. At this time, close up the rest of your vodka. Make sure it's labeled. Pause the video now if you need to. And then put the lid on like this. Next step, take your reishi that is nice and moistened now. Be sure to write the date and write This is your recipe, as a matter of fact. And I'll put this up in the description of the video as well. This is your recipe. I like to keep the recipe taped to the top of the jar because you don't want to get confused about what you've done. Have a little tape here. Okay, I'm going to let this remain in the jar in a cool, dark place for about 12 hours. I'll catch up to you at that point. Thanks for coming back. Okay, 12 hours later. What do we have? There's another video I'm going to show you about a percolator cone and how to make it. It's pretty easy. Just get yourself a Perrier bottle. Okay, but we'll get back to that. All right. So, what we need now is the percolator cone, some cheesecloth, about this big of a piece, and that'll be at the bottom of the percolator here. We should probably dip this in the vodka first. Yes, moisten the cheesecloth. Yeah. Okay. Got the vodka soaked on there. Put the cap on. Put the cap on tight. Not all the way tight. Yes, keep the cap a little bit loose. Okay. I have this jar here to assist me. It will hold my percolator while I do this procedure. I'm going to add a little of the moistened reishi to there. Not all of it. Add a third of it. No, add 1 spoonful. 1 spoonful. Then you're going to need something to poke it with. I'm using this pestle. Look at it from the side and see if you can pack it down evenly. It's good to focus. You pack it down evenly. We want it to be nice and uniform and get the air out of it too. That's the other part to it. That's nice and packed down. Okay. I can add more and more. Pack it down each time. We don't want any air holes in the material. We want it to be pure, fluffy, reishi mushrooms that's been packed down. If there's too many air holes in it, the percolation will not extract properly. So, packing it down. How is everyone else's day going? Good? Okay. Comment down below. Tell me how your day's going. Boy, this is beautiful. This is my first time to ever use reishi in a percolator. So we'll see if it works. And I used alternatively, as opposed to the cheesecloth, you can use a cotton ball down at the bottom of the percolator. Getting closer. That is packed down pretty well. Not bad. We have 30 grams of reishi, so we might be packing for a while. plastic spoon. It's not so good. You can get the reishi mushroom here at Joe's Herb Cabinet, as well as the cheesecloth. And the vodka can be got only a 1 block walk away. So please come on down. We have everything you need. And then you can make this reishi double extraction at home. It's perfectly safe to do. You don't really have to worry about bacterial or fungal contamination or any sort of growth in it, because we'll be using vodka, and nothing can live in there. Are you crazy? I could live in there for maybe 3 days max in a bath of vodka, and then I'd be done. Okay, doing good. We're doing real good. Okay. Listening to Mac Miller today, so that's what I know. Pack the last bit here. I can tell you with an alcohol extraction, you'll be gaining the triterpenes. The triterpenes are alcohol is how you extract the triterpenes. Triterpenes have been said to be helpful for the immune system. After we finish the alcohol extraction, we'll do a decoction of these same mushrooms, and then we'll combine the water and the alcohol. And we will have 6 times the amount of tincture or liquid as the weight in grams of the reishi mushrooms. We plan to have 180 milliliters of tincture, and that'll be called a 1:6 ratio. There's 1 gram of this reishi dry material to 6 milliliters of vodka. No, sorry, vodka and water combined. Okay. I do believe that it's important that it's level too. So packed, and also it needs to be level. I could have done a better job on that. That's okay. Okay, we've done it. Okay. It's packed. I don't see any spaces. Okay. Have a look. not the easiest thing to see. I apologize. Okay, we've done it. Now, take a piece of cheesecloth, about this big, about 6 by 6 would work. Okay, wet it with your vodka. Don't be shy. Put some more. Okay. Don't be shy. Put some more. Okay. It's been wetted with vodka. Smells interesting. I folded mine into quarters. Place it as flat as you can on top of the herbs. Use your push stick to assist. Okay, now I'm going to pat it down. Okay. We want all the alcohol to seep down at the same rate all over the surface of the reishi. So we want this to be uniformly sitting. Okay. I'm gonna give it a try. Okay. I don't know how perfect it is, especially the inside. Yikes. It would probably be better to cut a circular piece out of the cheesecloth. Okay. I'll do my best. Okay, your cap. Loosen your cap. Tighten your cap. Loosen it. Quarter turn. Yeah, quarter turn. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna perform this. There's this jar here. Okay. Here we go. Gather your vodka. You have about not much left. About 3 ounces probably. Okay. Now that your thing is open, your cap is open, a quarter turn. Add half of the remaining vodka. Okay. We're adding the vodka. As soon as you see the first drip out of the bottom of the reishi, look at it bubbling up. It's starting to drip down. I've added about half of my remaining vodka. We should see drips coming out of there eventually. Hopefully it's going down equally all around. I can't even see it yet. Oh, there it's starting to saturate. Okay, be sure not to bump your percolator at this point. I can see it saturating though. It looks dark. How are we doing up here? I'm gonna add more because it's starting to drain out. I want a constant level up here. I think this... Let's see if it's going in equally all around. Hopefully. Add the rest of the vodka. Whew, that was a bad pour. I disturbed that area. Don't bubble up so much. Oh. Oh. As soon as some of the liquid drips down, we have to close the cap right away. Oh, it's making its way down. It's perfect. Don't disturb it. We may have to use more vodka somehow. But the good thing is we can add more vodka in the top, and as long as we measure 120 milliliters down here and then stop the infusion, stop the percolation, that'll be perfect. Because you don't even have to squeeze the herbs at the end of this. It's looking pretty good. This looks pretty good. Boy, this stuff may be so wet, I may have to use way more reishi than I thought. That's okay. It's coming down. Boy, come on, cameraman. Okay, here's a look at how it's looking. It's almost saturated all the way down. I did have to add more vodka, and I still have some vodka standing on the top, which is just what I want. After it gets through all the herb, it's gonna go into the cheesecloth at the bottom, and then it's gonna drip out. And the first drip, we want to close the top. We want to close the cap. Okay. Oh yeah. We're through the herb. I'll give you a closer look. Still got a little bit there. It's made it through the herb. We'll probably see it drip any minute. Look, here it comes. There it is. That's the first drip. Close that cap. Oh yeah. Close the cap. Okay, now we have the vodka on top of the herb. One drop has gone in. We've closed the cap, put a piece of cheesecloth on the top. I don't know why, but I guess just to keep dust out maybe. Let this macerate for 12 hours. Okay? And catch me back here. Now that our mixture has digested for 12 hours, or in my case, 20 hours, we adjust the flow to where you loosen the cap and you wait till you see one drop every 3 to 5 seconds. And always prepare to taste the first drop, because the first drop is really good. Easy does it. There it was. It's about 1 per second. Slow it down a little bit. This is the Reishi percolation. Let's set it down and see how it looks. I might need a bigger bottle. I'll put it right here so you can see. Dripping too fast. A little bit too fast. Not at all. Okay, it just takes a little bit of adjustment. Smells really good. This should be right. Oh. See how it tastes. Oh, incredibly bitter. Way more bitter than the decoction. Yeah. So, we'll let this drip, and when it looks like about 120 mils, we'll measure that. So I'll catch back up with you. Okay, so the percolation finished dripping, and this is what I was left with. It tastes very bitter. Nice color. I made too much. I made 150. So I wanted my final volume of both extractions to be 180 to make a 1-to-6 tincture. So that means I have to decoct these 30 grams of reishi, and I have to finish up with 30 milliliters. So that's not too much. So I'm gonna get this simmering, and we're gonna simmer this just below a simmer for 2 hours. Okay, and then I'll combine it with the alcohol extraction. Okay, now our reishi mushroom has boiled, below boil, I apologize. Below a simmer, just below a simmer. It should have been steaming, nice and good. It's been going for 2 hours, 15 minutes. I've let it cool. It went for 2 hours. I've let it cool for 15 minutes. Now, I'm going to strain out the mark and collect the decoction. I'm going to put it in this big jar. Here's a funnel with a piece of cheesecloth at the bottom. Okay, let's see if this works. Here's my reishi. It's pretty hard to see. It kind of looks like chocolate syrup almost. So I'm gonna dump it in. Oh, it all went in. Okay. Now I guess we wait for the water to drain through the cheesecloth. And you can help it along by giving it a little stir. It looks like this might be a slow process. It's barely dripping. Yes, barely dripping through it all. That's not ideal. Let me see if I can make an adjustment. Okay, we're back. I adjusted the cheesecloth. I put it around the outside. So let's see if this works a little better. May have been too much material. Oh baby, yeah. That's the way to go. Oh, it's just streaming out now. I have to say, this is one thick reishi decoction, the thickest I've ever made. Look at that. Looks like aloe vera. Okay. It's definitely draining now. So we'll allow this to drain, and then we'll combine it with our alcohol tincture. It's right here. Looks pretty good. Very bitter. I know I've said that, but it is really bitter. So I'll plug back in once this filtration completes. Okay, we're down to the last bit. The thing to do now is squeeze it. Remove the cheesecloth. We're gonna squeeze it out. If you had a tincture press, this would be a good time to use it. But since we're just using our cheesecloth, ooh, give it a squeeze. Oh, it's coming out. It's coming out big time. Oh, it's pretty nice. Oh yeah. This liquid looks special. Let's see how much volume we got out of this. Hopefully there's 30 milliliters, but it looks more like 100 milliliters. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside. I've squeezed that pretty well. And if we have too much volume, we can put it back in the pot and evaporate it until we have the desired volume. So let me measure to see how much we have. Hopefully we have 30 milliliters. Oh no. Oh my gosh, we have so much. We have over 6 ounces, so that's way too much. So we're going back in the pot, turn it on medium or high, stir occasionally, evaporate it until it gets down to 30 milliliters, 1 ounce. So I was doing it the hard way. I was trying to evaporate some water out of the decoction, extraction. But I think now the best thing to do is combine the alcohol with the water extraction, and then we'll reduce it to 180 milliliters, because this is going to be a lot easier to evaporate because it has alcohol in it. So let's see what happens when I add this to the water. Oh, nothing really. Okay. Alcohol and water, they go together well, so no problem here. Okay, back on the heat. Now I just need to reduce it to 180 milliliters. Okay, excellent. We added the alcohol extraction to the water extraction, and then it evaporated much faster. And then this is our final tincture, 1 to 6. That means there's 30 grams of reishi mushroom contained in this 180 milliliters of tincture. Now all we have to do is split it up into our 3 jars and label it, and our reishi will be good to go. It's still pretty hot, so don't get it in your eye. Whatever you do. The number one thing when making herbal extract is safety. Without a doubt. You have to be safe. You have to label everything properly. You have to keep good records of what you've done. And you have to not get hot reishi tincture in your eye. But this is the way to take $5 of reishi and $5 of vodka and $4 per dropper bottle here at the herb cabinet, and you've made yourself a legit reishi double extraction tincture, 1 to 6, and you've saved yourself hundreds of dollars and improved your health. This reishi is known to be the mushroom of immortality. It's known to have anti-inflammatory effects, immune boosting properties, and good for blood pressure. So, here we have it. It's pretty thick. Yeah. This is the tincture. So, if yours looks like this, I haven't completely screwed up these directions. Thank you for your time, everyone. This is Joe. Come back and see us next time.